Carly Stevenson recently bought this 2018 Mazda CX-5 for her growing family.
I don't want quite as much room as an SUV, but I needed something bigger than a car.
She says all-wheel drive was a must.
Living in Missouri, you can get all of the seasons at once.
If you want all-wheel drive for that sense of security,
Safety and peace of mind.
Consumer Reports says you should know not all vehicles with all-wheel drive are the same. For example, Subaru's all-wheel drive system always directs at least some of the engine's power to the rear, and it can direct a larger amount if needed. That's not the case for every AWD.
There are other kind of more cost-effective ways or different ways of doing this where maybe the car is primarily driven as, front-wheel drive. The front wheels are getting most of the power all the time, and then only in certain situations will it send power to the rear wheels.
Yes, there are more AWD cars on the road nowadays. Thanks to technology, this transfer of power happens with a mechanical drive shaft running the length of the car. But electric vehicles and some hybrids utilize individual motors at each axle with no physical connection between them.
These systems just allow all-wheel drive to almost be implemented easier in a vehicle. With a hybrid vehicle, like from Toyota, for example, they take an electric motor and they just put it at the rear, and that's what's giving you all-wheel drive. So they really don't have to change much from the regular car to enable all-wheel drive.
By the way, all passenger vehicles sold in the U.S., starting with the 2012 model year, come equipped with electronic stability control, which, along with traction control, significantly improves road handling capabilities regardless of the drive wheels. So, who really needs all-wheel drive?
It's people who really live in snowy areas, who see a lot of slippery road conditions, or they live at the bottom of a steep driveway that is often wet or snowy or covered in ice.
So in other words, us. And remember, all-wheel drive is not a replacement for good tires. I feel like we have to tell a lot of people this on I-70. And in really snowy conditions, that means snow tires. Poor tires on an all-wheel drive car will struggle to provide enough grip on those slippery roads, which is why they say you want to do the traction test before you even head out on a roadway. Make sure that you can pop a quarter in there and still see, or you don't see much of George Washington's head.
Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't matter if you have all wheels, all are going. All tires are sliding.
Yes. All tires are still going to slide. Yeah, the four-wheel drive is not going to stop you. Yeah.
Well, we continue to provide things like all-wheel drive, anti-lock brake systems and the like, but as you point out, tires are still key. But it's still, don't believe your car is super. It's going to slip and slide unless you drive it with a bit of sense, too.
Believe it or not, technology can be fallible. So it's best to just,
Seriously.
use your common sense. Don't drive too fast thinking, my car is four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and I'll be able to make it.
Of course, it's been 60 the last few days down here in Denver. So
we don't, see?
Pavement everywhere.
Maybe this is when we switch to the rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive car.
Yeah, oh boy, for a week or for a day or whatever. Thank you, Steve.